Hello, College of the Desert students. Wendy Ansley here, kinesiology professor. Today we have a well-rounded sequence on our mats. I'm so grateful for this opportunity to share this with you. As always, we have a couple blocks and a strap nearby if we need them for our props. Today, the theme for our sequence is intention. In yoga, this word is translated as sankalpa, just like the title of this video. So the theme for this sequence is live with intention, sankalpa. What does it mean to live with intention? Well, let me just take a crack at sharing some things with you. What we value and hold dear often in our life is really not material possessions. It is our dreams, our visions, our hope, our inner peace, and love. Intention can also be viewed as the path that we are on, the course that we are meant to be on, living with intention on this path, on this course. How do we cultivate intention to reflect the deeper meaning in our life? Often, this is where meaningless parties, poor choices, and people that don't truly care about us, right? We move from those choices, move to discipline and hard work. We move from selfishness to generosity, from cynicism to understanding, and from depression to hope and love. These are examples of living with intention. You are the author of your life story. You can be the change. It starts with setting your intention with a full heart. You can reach your goals and you can reach your dreams with clear intentions, integrity, and these core values that we are sharing. Coming towards the edge of our mat here. Mulabanda in those feet, Tadasana. Either the feet hip-width apart, or you can have maybe the big toes touching, feet together, a little bit of space with these heels here. Inhale this positive energy. Draw those arms up, Urdhva, gaze up and look up. Exhale, come into a little dynamic forward fold, heel and toe, heel and toe. Inhale, halfway lift as we are awakened, either hands to the shins, the thighs, the back is flat, or the ground. Feel the tailbone out and back. Gaze forward and down. Come into a little forward fold. Okay to softly bend the knees as we are awakening. We're trying to get the hips over the knees and the ankles. The birds are singing. Gently bend the knees, swan dive up, full heart, intention, gaze up, look up. Exhale, heart centered. Again, another quarter sun salutation. Rooting into the ground, drawing this incredible energy up. Way to move and take care of your body. Exhale, swan dive down into a little dynamic forward fold, heel and toe, heel and toe. Come into a halfway lift, hands to the ground, the shins, the thighs. Exhale, come into a little forward fold. Try to draw those hips over the knees and the ankles. Breathe into that backside body. Gently bend the knees, swan dive up. Draw those arms up, Urdhva. Gaze up and look up. Exhale, heart centered. Do 2 cleansing breaths here. Inhale through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. Inhale through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. As we fold our hands, heart centered, let's take a moment, lower our head to our fingertips. Set your own personal and meaningful intention for your practice right now with a clear and open heart. Just going to take a moment and ask you to visualize some of your dreams, some of your goals. The path to get there with discipline and sacrifices. The path with hope and love and a generous spirit. Gently look up. You can be the change, right? Living with intention. 2 classical Surya Namaskaras as we guide and get moving into our practice. Tadasana, again, either feet hip width apart or feet together. Inhale, draw that energy up. Gaze up and look up. If we can straighten those arms, we can draw those palms together. Belly button to the spine, shoulders away from those ears. Exhale as we swan dive down into a forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Feel the tailbone come out and back. We're going to frame the feet. Keep the left foot in front. We're going to draw that right leg back, lowering the right knee to the ground for low lunge. Do a few dynamics here. Come into beautiful low lunge. Let's come into that side body as we clasp a hold of that right wrist. I like to take my thumb and index together, make a little peace sign here. Good. And come into a little lateral side body stretch here. So draw those arms to that left and feel that opening of the right side body. Inhale and exhale through the nose, calming the mind. Beautiful. Gently rise, and that really releases the psoas, the front of the hip here. Gently lower those hands, frame the foot, connect into runner's pose. Back leg is straight, come onto the ball of the back foot. Press through those palms, draw that left leg up into a one-legged down dog. Beautiful. Awaken the back arch and straighten that left lifted leg. Gently lower the left leg, follow into Valacasana here, pushing into the ground. Engage the shoulders, engage your quadriceps, not just the core, the whole body is engaged. Gaze forward and down, core stability. Gently bend the knees, Ashtanga Pranam. Knees, chest, and chin all at the ground at the same time, or as close as you can, breathing into that backside body. Elbows close to the sides. Feel the tailbone out and back. Connect to the back side of the body. On the exhale, send those legs back. Feet hip width apart, easy cobra. Press through the tops of the feet. It's just a wake up stretch here. Shoulders in line with those elbows, lift the chest up, beautiful. On the exhale, lead with those hips, come to all fours. Adho Mukha, find your down dog, press through those palms. Let's firm those thighs here. Beautiful. Breathe into that down dog. Breathe into any stiffness. Shoulder blades rooted against the back ribs. Beautiful. Tailbone back and down. Pubis bone back and up. Mindfully draw the right knee to the chest and then the nose, round that upper back. Place the right foot next to the right hand. Lower the left knee to the ground. Hands to the hips. 1 to 2 dynamics. Good. Draw that energy up. That beautiful intention. Clasp around that left wrist and shift over to that right, opening that left side body. Beautiful. Feel that release of the left hip. Moving the spine in the lateral expression. Gently release. Hands to the hips. Runner's pose. Come onto the ball of the back foot. Beautiful. Step that back foot forward. Inhale, halfway lift, either to the ground, the shins, or the thighs. Exhale, come into a forward fold. Walk those hands back a little bit more. Come more to that midfoot and feel that stretch in the backside of the body. Yoga is such a gift. Breathe it, own it, feel it. Gently bend the knees, swan dive up. Arms up. You Urdhva. Exhale, heart center as we continue in classical Surya Namaskara. We're moving with intention right now. We are taking care of our body. It's so essential to nourish your body, mind, and the spirit, to live with intention, to be on the path that we want to be on. It all comes together. Inhale, Urdhva. Gaze up and look up. Exhale, the dance continues into a swan dive down. Inhale, halfway lift, shins, thighs are ground. On the exhale, frame the feet, lower the left leg back this time. Hands to those hips. Hands to the heart, come into prayer. Now sink a little bit lower, good, low lunge. Coming into a twist, draw the right elbow, both elbows to the right. Now extend those arms and find the twist from the upper and the middle back. Exaggerate this twist and continue to draw the left hip forward. Hands back, heart centered. Find stability here. Hands to the hips, frame the foot. Connect. Runner's pose. Press into the palms. Draw that right leg up. A one-legged Ekapada down dog. Lower the leg, come into Valacasana. Push into the ground, lightly dome that upper back, gaze forward and down. The whole body is engaged. Core stability, a true gift. Knees, chest, and chin. Ashtanga pranam. Knees, chest, and chin, or close to it as we can. Some of us can get a little deeper. Draw the hands back. Knees a little closer. Eventually, we pick the feet up. For some of you, because this is all levels. And some of you interlace those fingers. Come deeper into knees, chest, chin. I know this is a challenge. Gently release. Send those legs back. Easy cobra. Shoulders align with those elbows. Press through the tops of the feet, awakening the lower back. This is a preparatory posture. On the exhale, lead with those hips. Come into Adho Mukha, down dog. Press through those palms. Draw length in the spine. Breathe into this backside body. Mindfully draw the left knee, the chest, and the nose, preparing for low lunge. The other side. Hands to the hips, hands to the heart, sink lower. Grow the low lunge. Draw the left elbow to the left here. Now open those arms. Find this twist from the upper and the middle back and continue to draw that right hip forward. Good, beautiful low lunge with the twist. The birds are singing and we're moving with intention. Hands to the heart. Frame the foot. Hands to the hips, frame the foot. Good. Runner's pose. Draw that back foot forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Hands to the ground, shins or the thighs. Beautiful. Exhale, come into forward fold. Hips over the knees and the ankles. Come more to that midfoot. Neck is long. Breathe into the back side body. Awakening the wrists a little bit. Let's press the tops of the hands to the ground and shift side to side with those hips. Fingers come towards one another and shift side to side. Fingers move away from one another and shift side to side. Gently bend the knees. Swan dive up. And this time let's open the chest. Let's open the heart. Draw those hips forward. Breathing, moving with intention. Exhale, heart centered. Beautiful. Let's go ahead and take a yoga block if we have one. If we don't have one, we can do this exercise without it. I just like it as a prop for stability here. We're going to explore a variation of Balasana. Draw the block up, shoulder height. Feet are together. Let's do ankles, knees, and shins together. The feet are actually touching the soles of the feet together. On the exhale, we're lowering. The heels are staying lowered. Once the heels pick up is where we'll stop. But can we go lower here, awakening those arches and the feet here? Even drawing length to the spine. We're strengthening the shins. This is where we engage our Mulabanda, our pelvic floor. We'll stay here several breaths. I'm going to challenge us here as we come onto our back. Getting ready to explore hollow body hold with or without a block. It works fine. The shape of this pose is going to look like a banana. We're going to contract those abs to glue the lower back to the ground. The arms are going to be over the head and the legs will be extended. Let's do it together. You can watch me get into it and then join me. The arms come over the head and the palms touching each other, and we're gluing the lower back to the ground. And the legs are extended and straight 45 degrees. Glue the lower back to the ground, shoulders and upper back off the ground. This is core stability, core awakening. Glue that lower back to the ground. Arms up by those ears, shoulders upper back off the ground. Core stability, legs straight and together, 45 degrees off the ground. Build into this. Good. Contract the abs. Glue the lower back. Let's go about 10 more seconds. Good, gently release. Rock it out a couple times. And this is where I like to root and rise and challenge myself with mobility without using my hands and the knees. But if I need to use my hands and the knees to get up, that's okay too. That's wonderful. We're practicing. So gently root and rise. I love it. Taking the block here, we have all levels and we've been practicing for a while. We're going to explore Valacasana tree pose. And I'm going to mirror you here, so we're going to do this together. Building upon a leg stability and the whole body being involved. As a beginner, or someone just working on their balance, if you want to stay off of a block here and come onto the ground, you can do a kickstand. You can draw it a little bit higher, hands on the hip to explore for stability. And maybe eventually even a little bit higher, but we don't press it inside the knee. Okay, good. Now, if you want to challenge yourself, we're going to take that right foot and place it on the block to cultivate Padabanda. Hands to the hips and even a kickstand here, Padabanda. Eventually, though, this is for all levels. We either are on the ground or we're on the block. We place the foot up high on the inner thigh, hands to the hips, and we are leveling the pelvis. This bent leg is an external rotation, which is good for the hip, the pelvic hip girdle. Eventually, we draw those arms up. Hands heart-centered, intention. Draw those arms over the head. If we're struggling with shoulder flexibility, we can bring it wider. But eventually, the palms come together. The whole body is engaged. Valacasana tree. Find your drishti and find your gaze. Stability of that standing leg. Moving with intention, coming out of that tree, hands heart-centered. Gently release. I love it, guys. Cleansing breath together. Inhale. Exhale. Carrying your intention with your practice today. Rooting through the four corners of the left foot, and the toes are off the edge here to cultivate rooting through the four corners of the foot, the Padabanda. Either we're on the ground, and that's okay too. We're going to mindfully draw that right bent leg and place it either on the calf in a kickstand or up high in the inner groin here, under the pubis bone. Hands to the hips, level the pelvis. The bent leg is externally rotated. Stability of the standing left leg. Even draw that femur head in. Hands to the heart. Challenge ourselves more. We draw those arms up. If we can straighten those arms, the palms come together. Lengthen the side body. Stability and strength of that standing leg. Belly button to the spine. Mindfully come out of this pose. What a challenge. Gently, way to challenge your body, your mind, and your spirit. Very, very proud of you guys. Beautiful. Gently release. Let's explore this Balasana again. If you have the block, great. If you don't, you're just going to bring those arms up to shoulder height. Ankles, knees, and shins together again and lower. Once the heels pick up, that's where we're going to stop. But the goal is the soles of the feet are onto the ground here. Arches, toes are awakening. Mulabanda. Engage the muscles of the pelvic hip floor. Draw length in the spine. Strengthening even the muscles in the fronts of the shins. Stay here several breaths. Gently lower the glutes to the ground here. Preparing for our hollow body hold. Again, this is yoga all levels, but we're challenging fundamentals to advanced here. Glue the lower back to the ground and draw those arms over the head in line with those ears, palms facing towards each other. Legs are straight and engaged. Squeeze those thighs. Glue the lower back. Shoulders and upper back are off the mat. Legs are lifted, gluing the lower back. Core stability. Ten more seconds. Looks like the shape of a banana. Upper shoulders and back off the mat. Engage those thighs. Lower back glued. Gently release. Rock back and forth a little bit. We're really challenging you guys. Good. And let's try to root and rise, trying to come up without the hands and the knees, and we just practice. We get better. Let's place the block right here as we prepare for Tadasana, pyramid pose. Let's do a cleansing breath together. Inhale through the nose, exhale through the mouth. Okay, we've got the block in front. Let's start with the left leg in front. Step that right leg back. This is a few inches shorter than one full leg length. Heel intersects with the back heel. Try to get both hips forward. If we need to widen the stance to help us a little bit, to get both hips forward. Belly button to the spine. So both hip bones are facing the front of the mat. We're going to press outer edge of the back foot, root through the four corners of the front foot. Draw the arms over the head, belly button to the spine. Inhale, we create length. Exhale, we reach forward. Coming to the block here for many of us. Come more to the midfoot of this left foot. Try to level the pelvis. Beautiful. Draw that front hip, kind of comes back and the back hip forward. Almost feel those inner thighs touching. So we're in half pyramid for many of us. Some of us might come a little bit deeper, drawing the sternum and the chest forward and walking those hands back, but still leveling the pelvis. Come more to that left midfoot. And then a few of you might even, if you have integrity of those legs, clasp the belly of the back hamstring and continue to draw sternum and chest close to the shins. We'll stay here several breaths. Gently draw those arms up, belly button to the spine, back flat. Inhale, root and rise. Gently step that back foot forward. Cleansing breath. Inhale. Exhale. Even when we root and rise, that's rooting with the feet into the ground. Integrity and form. Keeping the block in front of that right foot, step that left leg back a few inches shorter than one leg length. Beautiful. Press outer edge of that back foot. Root through the four corners of the front foot, both hips facing forward. So good for the pelvic hip girdle. Draw the belly button to the spine. Inhale, draw those arms up. Draw length. I love it. Inhale, lengthen, and exhale, come forward, come to the block. Good. Try to level the pelvis, come to that right midfoot. Draw that front hip back and back hip forward. Half pyramid, which is incredible. A few of you that have that deeper flexibility, you can walk those hands back. Maybe interlace the belly of the back hamstring and continue to draw the sternum and the chest over the shin. Beautiful. Preparing to come to that transition. The arms come forward. Belly button to the spine. Inhale. Root and rise. So proud of you guys. Cleansing breath. Inhale. Exhale. Proud of you. Setting the blocks down. Surya A. Surya A. Let's do our first chaturanga or partial chaturanga today. Rooting into the ground. Inhale. Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale. Swan dive down. Inhale. Halfway lift. Framing the feet, step back into our Valacasana plank. Core stability again. For those of you that have a chaturanga in your practice, we're going to move forward. And for those of you that are working chaturanga, you can gently lower to the knees and explore half chaturanga. Bend those elbows, draw the sternum and the chest forward. My shoulders are in line with those elbows. Transitioning to upward facing dog. Press through the tops of the feet. My thighs are off the ground. Pelvis is forward, broadening the chest. This is a back bend. Gaze up, look up. On the exhale, come over the tops of the feet. Down dog. Cleansing breath together. Inhale through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. Exploring a fun transition. We're going to shorten the dog, I don't know, a foot or two. Gazing at our hands. We did a lot of the hollow body hold. Let's explore a little jackknife where we just draw the heels to the buttocks. Maybe 3 to 5 of those. Heels to the buttocks. What is this symbolizing? Eventually, those hips over the foundation. Good. And eventually moving that towards a handstand. But for us, we're just exploring transitions, heels to the buttocks. Working on that foundation and exploring. I love it, guys. Come into a forward fold. Swan dive up. Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, heart-centered. Adding on to this fun practice. Garudasana Eagle pose. We're going to move through several balancing postures. We're going to come towards the center of the mat here. Be ready to mindfully challenge ourselves. We're rooting through the 4 corners of the left foot. If some of you have a hard time, you can place the block outside as you explore the eagle and place the foot onto the block, okay? Or the ground works really well too. So we're gonna slightly bend this left leg. Maybe let's start with the hands to the hips. Draw that right foot to the ground or behind the leg. Now extend those arms. Left arm is going over the top, right arm underneath. This is where we're working on palm alignment. Take the thumbs to the hairline, elbows in line with the shoulders. And now draw those palms forward so the legs are intertwined, the arms are intertwined. What a beautiful pose. Try to sink lower, but draw length in the torso. Sink lower, but length in the torso. Continue to draw the palms forward and release the upper and the middle back. Gently find our way to warrior 3, cactus arms. The arms stay bent 90 degrees. The back leg is extended from the hips, warrior three. Toes are pointed down. I like to engage my quadricep of the lifted leg to find integrity. Gaze forward, lengthen the torso. The back hip is rotated internally. Utthita Hasta Padangusthasana. Draw that right leg up to about hip height. Straighten that left leg, left hand to the hip. This is where, if we can, we take a yogi grip. Thumb and index finger, but only when this left leg is straight. And then we extend it out, drawing the right sitting bones towards the ground, drawing length in the spine, building upon strength of the stable leg, the pelvic hip girdle. Maybe extend that left arm up. Mindfully lower the arm to the hip. Mindfully release. That's a challenge. Cleansing breath, inhale. Exhale. Very proud of you guys. Moving with intention and just doing what we can do. Challenging our balance. I'm going to move this block a little tiny bit. Gently bend the right leg as we have the hands to the hips and we prepare for this incredible pose, Garudasana. Draw the left leg over to either the block or to the ground, and eventually the left leg around the right calf. Extend those arms. Left arm comes underneath, right arm over the top. Palm alignment, trying to straighten those palms. Thumb to the hairline. Try to sink lower. Notice both hips are coming together internally. Now draw those palms forward. Release the upper back. Garudasana is a shoulder release. Sink lower but lengthen the torso. Believe in this incredible yoga posture. Legs and arms intertwined. Gently release. Virabhadrasana 3, as we draw the back leg and extend it from the hip. Let's try to straighten that back leg. The arms are cactus arms. Gaze forward and down. Awaken the back arch. Straighten the back leg. Utthita Hasta Padangusthasana, right hand on the right hip. Draw that left leg up. Mindfully, once we can straighten that leg, that's a challenge, next do the yogi grip. And eventually we straighten that leg. Left sitting bones towards the ground. Right leg straight and engaged. Eventually we draw the right arm up. Right hand to the hip. Mindfully come out of this pose. So proud of you guys. Live with intention, move with intention, challenge yourself. Cleansing breath, inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Cleansing breath, I love it. Coming to the top edges of the mat here, the middle, we'll say. Let's take the feet mat width apart. We're going to explore a standing back bend. Rotate those big toes in slightly. I want you to press your hands on the tailbone here. This symbolizes lengthening the spine as well as keeping those hips pressed forward. We're going to do several of these here. Pressing down on the tailbone. Leading with the upper and the middle back. Press those hips forward. And rise, neck and head last. Gently release. We're going to do several more. Exploring, a few of us walking the hands even a little bit lower down the back. So we're pressing here onto the tailbone. Pressing those hips forward. Elbows come towards one another and we kind of broaden the chest. Inhale, we create length. Exhale, come back. Some of us are going to walk the hands back a little bit lower. I've got the hands by my calves because I practice. Continue to press those hips forward. Puff up the chest. Open the chest. Open the heart. Gently walk it back. Neck and head last. Release. So some of us are walking down maybe just to the thighs. Some of us are keeping the hands on the hips, honoring where we are. Pressing down on the tailbone here. Think about those hips coming forward. This is a beautiful back bend, guys. Inhale, we create length. Exhale, lead with the upper and the middle back. And some of us walk those hands down the back lower. Continue to press those hips forward. Open the chest. Open the heart. Gently come out of that pose. Neck and head last. Beautiful. Come back to our Urdhva Hastasana. Our mountain pose and then Urdhva Hastasana. In this Urdhva Hastasana, we're gonna neutralize the spine a little bit. So we're rooting into the ground, Tadasana, waking those arches, mountain, drawing those arms up. But now I want you to kind of posteriorly tilt the tailbone and just neutralize the spine from those back bends. Hands heart-centered. Beautiful. Coming to the upper third of the mat here. This is a beautiful, fun practice. It really is. Proud of you guys. Moving with intention. Living with intention. Arms up. Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, swan dive down into our forward folds. Staying on our path, intention, Sankalpa, Sankalpa. Inhale, halfway lift. Framing the feet, step back into our Valacasana. Kind of still neutralizing the spine just a bit. We'll stay here, a little core stability. Gently lower onto the stomachs here. We're going to explore our beautiful hip, shoulder, fun twist here. Draw that left leg up to hip level, toes, knee, ankle under the knee, toes pointed forward. And just rest the forehead to the mat as we stay here several breaths. Moving with intention. Pressing the left hand down, and we're going to thread that right arm underneath the right shoulder, so it's a thread the needle, and then rest the head either into the left forearm or the elbow crease. Good. Right hand on the left knee, and this left arm is coming out to the side. I have to adjust my prop here. Good. There we go. And gaze over that left shoulder. Breathe into this hip shoulder twist. Moving with intention. So good for the upper and the middle back as we gaze over that left shoulder. Gently release. Come back center to the mat, forehead to the ground. Beautiful. Draw that right leg up to hip level now. Ankle under the knees, toes pointed out. Breathe into that soft hip opener. Pressing that right hand down, drawing that left arm underneath. We're threading the needle, left shoulder to the ground, the back of the palm to the ground. Now either rest the forehead into the right forearm or the elbow crease, and just breathe into this hip and shoulder opener. Keeping the left hand on the right knee and the right arm behind, shoulder towards the ground, gaze over that right shoulder. Beautiful hip, shoulder, and spinal twist. Incredible and rewarding posture. Gently release. Come back center. Find your way into a wide-legged child's pose. Big toes touching. Widen the knees. And this is where we send those hips back. Resting the forehead to the ground. This is moving with intention. This is nourishing and balancing. Moving with intention. Lengthening the spine, resting the forehead to the ground. Press through those palms. The elbows are actually off the mat a bit. Breathe into that lengthening of the spine. Inhale, create length. Exhale, melt into the ground. It's okay to breathe into any areas causing you any pain as well. Any stiffness. Any muscular imbalances. As we prepare for Shavasana, possibly on your stomach today, or wherever you feel comfortable, you pick. Remember, we all have our dreams, our visions, our goals, our intention, the path that we're striving for. Sankalpa is intention. Through discipline, hard work, a generous spirit, hope for our future. Living with intention and setting this intention with a clear heart, right? Holding on to integrity and our core values is sankalpa. Gently relax, let everything go. Your shavasana on your stomach, your back, your sides, but regenerate and find who you are. Sometimes when I'm on my stomach, I like to interlace my fingers and rest my forehead onto the fingers. Let everything go. Proud of you. Stay here as long as you need to. Nourishing your light, your inner light. Intention is a reflection of the inner light.